Hello.
Hi.
Alright, my name's Madison Ryan.
And I'm Jordan, or JoJo.
And we are from the Buenger CTE Academy. And we are a part of the Texas Association of Future Educators Club. And this is why we're doing this presentation.
The objective is to give teachers specific tools to help students with dyslexia and cerebral palsy be successful in the classroom. My favorite quote on this slide is, "Fair doesn't mean giving every child the same thing, but giving every child what he or she needs."
Right. And we also have this picture that says equity versus equality, and we want to know that equality is just like the same, everybody gets the same thing, but equity is giving something that the students need. And we would like you to talk to your partner on tables about what this quote and this picture mean to you. And this is our session objective again, and as we want to provide teachers with specific tools to help students with disabilities of dyslexia and cerebral palsy. And so first is dyslexia, and I am a student with dyslexia at my school. And dyslexia is a specific learning disability that affects the brain and is characterized by difficulty with word recognition and spelling. And some of the symptoms is difficulty reading, poor spelling. There can be speech impairments involved with it, which I have one that is related to dyslexia, and confusion of left and right. And these are some writing examples, as you can see, with students with dyslexia, and we have a dyslexia simulator. And every student with dyslexia is gonna be different in the way they read, write, or do things. They're not all the same. What teachers do to help students with dyslexia is allowing like extra time on assignments, and most of these that I talk about will be like stated on an accommodation plan, right? And what teachers do that is not helpful is like rushing students, not providing examples, and not allowing extra time.
This is cerebral palsy, or cerebral. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it. And cerebral palsy, or CP, which I happen to experience, is a group of disorders that affects a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. CP is the most common motor disability in childhood. Cerebral meaning having to do with brain. Palsy meaning weakness or problems with using muscles. Where are you going? Miss Smith. We'll be putting on a weight vest and getting into my trusty noble theme. And she will have to lean forward.
Lean forward.
Yes. And move through the obstacle course while not moving any objects.
Okay, so which way? This way first. Oh, excuse me, no, no, pardon me. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Pardon me. That is hard, guys.
There you go. So, as y'all could all see, she did that demonstration And she did what I do when something's in my way, which is move it either with my hands, or I move it with the wheels of my walker, or I just do like she did and pick up the front half of my walker and the back half of my walker follows. These are some examples of cerebral palsy in the real world. That's Zach Anner. He's a really funny comedian. He makes jokes about his disability, and I just think it's hilarious. These are some kids that are more mild, like I am, and then some not very realistic things that I've seen in like TV shows, or in the TV show Glee. There's this character who has a wheelchair, but it wasn't portrayed very well, and it was actually very offensive because the person that's playing that character isn't really disabled in real life. And then good teacher support for cerebral palsy would be going over the directions of the assignment again or in a different way. That's cognitive issues. Understand when we say we need help, we actually need help. And giving extra time on assignments, allowing us to use content mastery. Ineffective teacher support would be not following our accommodation plan, putting time limits on online tests, making your classroom space cluttered and hard to move around, rushing students when working, and not giving examples and assignments.
Right.
Any questions?
I've got one.
Yes.
How often have you fallen? Because that's tricky.
I actually don't fall a lot during school, but at home, I fall all the time.
When you do go to content mastery, what are they doing for you in the content mastery room that's different than the other? Just allowing you more time?
A little bit more personalized. There's usually one teacher to every student, so they can just read the questions and answers.
Madison, are you able to explain to us the difference between dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia?
Yeah, so dyslexia has a little bit more to do with the reading sides of things, and like directional challenges, like confusing left and right, and like looking at a map kind of that way. And then dysgraphia does focus more on the writing, like the kind of writing examples that you saw, and like squishing letters together and stuff. And then dyscalculia is kind of like to do with math, switching numbers and all that. And I do want to note they all fall under the specific learning disability, or the SLD.
Regarding to like online learning, have you been able to find that it's easier with some of these websites to read things to you online, or is it would keeping it in worksheets and stuff be easier as far as with dyslexia?
So I kind of like, for some classes online is really helpful. For like reading and English classes, I love to read stuff online and type out my work. But as for like math, a physical worksheet would be better, just cause like I can write out like math equations.
I like the in-person environment a lot better, because if you're online, then like it just tells you, oh yeah, you got this one wrong. But then if I'm in person, the teacher can say like, oh, this is where you messed up.
Okay, so this is our session objective again, and it's teachers will be provided with specific tools to assist students with disabilities of dyslexia and cerebral palsy. And we just hope you learn something, and that this will help your students who may be struggling with these types of disabilities, or any type of disability, or have an accommodation plan too.
I would just like to say again that cerebral palsy can range from being very mild to very, very severe.
Thank you very much.